Welcome to the follow-up review on my CZ Scorpion EVO 3. I've had plenty of time to get this out to the range multiple times now, and I've made some nice little upgrades that I'm going to show you, including some of the newest ones. There's a couple of things you can see right off. I do have the HB Industries Theta flat face trigger. It's an aluminum trigger, and it also put in the spring kit, and it promised to give a trigger pull from roughly factory 9 pounds down to roughly 5.5 6 pounds. With the trigger itself, it says it can actually lower that a little bit more, and as we'll go over here in just a little bit, I've actually got this trigger right about a 4.5 pound trigger pull, and it's really smooth. And we'll go over how I got some of that going from as far as the trigger pack with that welded screw that you have to bypass and to get access to the trigger and the springs. But as you can see, some of the upgrades I've had on here for a while. You can see the also from HB Industries, their AK style safety lever that gets rid of this nasty little culprit right there that would bite into your fingers if you're putting a lot of rounds through this at the range. That would tend to dig into you a little bit, and most people don't like that. So this was a really nice upgrade. This is so smooth. Something that a lot of these accessories look like they could have been stock. It looks like something CZ could have put in there from the factory, at least as far as some of these. It's really nice. Also, just because I wanted to, I went ahead and put in standard delete. I could have put in another AK style in there, but it just been more in my way. So this is nice and out of the way. I don't have to worry about that little bit that normally sticks out on the stock safety there. You can also see I put in the duckbill mag release. It also looks like it could have been stock. The original actually wasn't that bad. It's not something I think a lot of people have to change, but if you're like me, you just want to try a lot of different things, and it's actually a very nice improvement. It helps you do mag releases a lot more efficiently, and you can do it more with your index finger like I'm doing there. It's much easier and it's much more comfortable than the original. And you can actually do some hot mag changes if you just want to quickly get it out. Makes it a lot easier to do it that way. Also, I got the 30 round mags. These are the newer ones that are supposedly not going to crack as easy as some of the reports from the originals. They are, I won't say flimsy, but they definitely don't have kind of quality if you're used to the Magpul mags and products. I also have the mag coupler, and I've seen a lot of videos where people will actually just put one of those on there. That's 2 pieces right there. But if you just put one on there, the mags move really easy, and these couplers are very thin and they will break very easily. Luckily haven't broke it, but I can just tell by just sliding them on there. There just wasn't a better option if you desire to have this type of product. Magpul, no one else has put anything else out to take its place as far as I know. But the first one slides on really easy. I don't know if this varies product to product. Maybe other people have it on very easily, but once you go to put that second one on there, it was pretty difficult. And what trick I came up with is this little tool here. The Dremel is one of your best friends for the Evo. I've used it a couple of times, and what I did is, probably won't even notice, but right there's a little bit of extra material was on there that would cause that coupler to not want to slide on. You can see where it slides on these little rails here. And so what I did is I just barely rounded that little edge there, and I took off just the smallest amount of material you can even think of, and just that little bit helped me slide these on much easier. And then there's another trick, it's much more self-explanatory, but when you're loading these mags, you got to just place them kind of strategically where you've got enough room in this area to clear your mag catch up in here, because if you put these up too high, then what will happen is you'll get these mags stuck in there, and you'll have to kind of force them back out, because once they go in there, if you can see right in there, they've got to clear that little space right there. And I've got about an inch of good room in there, so I have plenty to work with there. And also, when you're putting these on, you want to make sure that the top of that mag right there has plenty of room to clear where all your bent brass is going to be shooting out. If not, that mag will actually act as a brass deflector and can shoot the round right back into where the oncoming round is being fed back in. And don't ask me how I know that. So just a little tip. Let's see, what else do I have on here? I have the extended charging handle. That also, I got that just the polymer because I wanted it to kind of look stock. And that's another thing, that if you saw this rifle at the shelf at the gun store, you'd just think that was stock, and that's the way I like it for the most part. But it is extended. Also, all these came from HB Industries, which is just the best place to go to get these upgrades. But that, it gives you so much more material to grab hold of, and it's not a crucial replacement like some, like the grip itself. To change the grip angle of the rifle is crucial, and if there's one upgrade you just pretty much have to have, even though I know a lot of people don't do it, but if you will get that grip, whichever brand you use, it will change the grip angle of the rifle, and it will stop that safety from biting into you, the original stock that is. The grip itself is from Yeti Works. It looks really good. It's very expensive, in my opinion, compared to some of the others. This cost me $50. I heard they might have reduced the price a little bit. The sides of it's got a decent amount of traction, but you know, the front and the rear are the best part of the grip where you need to get a good grip, and these are super smooth where I could get no grip whatsoever. And so what I did is I sacrificed a Talon grip, and I trimmed them out, and I put a little piece right there, and then the piece right there. Let me see. And it works really good for me. This does come off. I left this off. I took the pin out. It does move. There's a flatter section that you can use if you like that. I just left this one in here. This part here does pop out if you desire to do that. You can put stuff up in there. So this comes off. Some of the good things about this rifle, a lot of people are putting optics on it, like red dots and everything, which is great. I may do that eventually, but I've taken this to the range several times, and the sights on this rifle get little respect, but they are dead on. I have no problems whatsoever. That's one of the best things that they did for this rifle. It's got easy adjustment. It's got 4 different selectors here, where you want to go into like a little peephole, or if you want to have a larger one for closer distance shooting. I've got to take this anywhere from 25 to 100 yards, and this thing's just dead on. The other thing is the folding stock. If you buy this separately, they're really expensive, but this is the carbine version, so it came with it, and it's also really nice. As far as the trigger, I'm going to go ahead and measure the trigger. I'll show you how we got hold of that 4-pound trigger pull. Got some dummy rounds here. Got my alignment. Okay, let's see what we got. See if you can see the trigger. Trigger is kind of slick, it's really smooth, so make sure I can get it good. Okay. We'll do about 5. Get them a lot lighter than before. I was getting them just over 4 pounds. Yep, it does not like the dummy rounds. Okay. Get a bit heavier on that one. Okay, I'll do one more. Okay, get a bit lighter than before. I'll do just one more. Okay. About 4.5 on that one. So down from my 9-pound stock trigger pull, and not only that, it's just so much more comfortable. It's just a really nice feel to that flat trigger. I mean, I really didn't have a problem with the original, but once I put this on, it's just so much more comfortable. And as far as the trigger pack, a lot of people are concerned about taking that welded screw out of the trigger pack to be able to put these springs and the trigger in, and I was, a little concerned with that a little bit, because for the most part I've seen people, they would basically, if you can see that little slot right there, they want you to drill through the bottom of the trigger guard and drill up and then basically destroy that welded screw. And I said, there's got to be a better way to do that. And so, like I said, if you remember this guy, Mr. Dremel, I've done so much work on guns with Dremels. This is a great little investment. What I did is we'll take this out. Lock the bolt back. Take this out. There's our trigger pack. So Let me get a better look at everything in here. Go ahead and pop that trigger. Get a little flashlight. Flashlight battery's about dead. Okay. You can see they do suggest that you can possibly polish everything as you're taking all this out, but I didn't do that. I was just more concerned about getting everything in. So light is actually too bright, but you can see the screw in there, and you see it looks a little shiny now. It looks like you can't really see where it's welded, but that's just because I dremeled just a tiny little section of the head of that weld off. And I don't know if you can see it in there, but to the sides, if you see the little circle, that's where I rounded the Dremel. I don't know if you can't see this light is actually covering up what I'm trying to show you. But there's a circle around that screw, and I took just a little bit of a hunk out of the side of that screw out of the weld. And then what I did is another great tool that I've put so much work in with just about everything from guns to anything. This came in a little kit, trusty number 3. My plan, I really thought I was going to have to destroy that screw. I was basically going to Dremel it to death, but I was hoping I could avoid it, so I was going to basically Dremel and Dremel for a second, and then I was going to go to the screw with my trusty number 3 here. And on the first try, after I Dremeled for maybe 60 to 90 seconds, turn that screw just a little bit, and it popped. And that's all it took. And so I didn't have to destroy the screw. I actually reused it. And that's how I got in there to replace that. And it's been great. I actually did that at 3 a.m. in the morning because I couldn't sleep. Decided to work on my Scorpion trigger pack. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I could say about that, but it was much easier than I thought it was going to be, and a great cheap upgrade on this trigger pack. I hope that helps somebody. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.